The full roster of WWE superstars for WWE 2K20 has finally been revealed, totaling about 170 odd superstars. And of course, since many moves and releases have been made, as well as wrestlers defecting to another promotion, there have been some notable removals from the game this time around. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and follow us on Instagram. Let's waste no further time and get into number 1, Chris Jericho. Let's get the most obvious one out of the way first. The Painmaker has been understandably removed from this year's game, almost certainly due to his high-profile position with WWE's chief rival AEW as their inaugural world champion. With AEW riding a wave of fans and Jericho reportedly loving the creative freedom he has been given, enjoying yet another career resurgence, it seems unlikely that we'll ever see him in any WWE game for a long time to come, as he is currently persona non grata with the company. Whilst his first video game appearance was in 1999 on the original SmackDown video game, his appearances finally come to an end at WWE 2K19. Number 2. Dean Ambrose. With the exception of CM Punk, no WWE superstar has quite scorched the earth upon exiting the company in recent years as much as the former Shield member. His Talk is Jericho podcast appearance gave listeners a fascinating insight into the mind of Vince McMahon and ensured he wasn't likely to be welcomed back anytime soon. This is doubly true now with him signing a full-time contract with AEW. Because of this, he's another superstar who will be absent from this year's edition of the game, as well as any in the foreseeable future, which is a particular shame because not only will we lose the ability to play as the former Lunatic Fringe, but also to play the Shield as a collective. We guess many of us will have to turn to the support of content creators online. Number 3. Ty Dillinger. Another former WWE superstar who has found greener pastures with All Elite Wrestling, the former Perfect 10 has found a second life since jumping ship, being placed in one of the most high-profile matches of the year against his real-life friend Cody Rhodes. Again, with Shawn Spears leaving the WWE, this unfortunately means he's been taken out of the newest incarnation of the game. This is less frustrating than some others, as he was never a hugely pushed wrestler by Vince. However, that doesn't mean he won't be missed from the series. Number 4. Goldust. Yet another WWE superstar who has made the jump to AEW in the last year has been Cody's older brother Dustin Rhodes. He has been a mainstay in the 2K series for years, so it'll be something of an end of an era to see him go, but by all accounts he seems much happier with the rival promotion, so we shouldn't feel too bad for him. Number 5. TJP. The former Cruiserweight champion left the WWE earlier this year and has since gone on to join the highly underrated Impact Wrestling roster. It's alleged that attitude problems left him with few allies behind the scenes in WWE, so some in the company may have been happy to see him go. However, we can't say the same for his fans, as like other Cruiserweights, his high-flying moveset can be one of the most fun guys to play as. Number 6. AJ Styles Gold. With last year's Tower mode focusing on the Phenomenal One, fans were treated to a bonus unlockable golden version of AJ by completing the game's $1 Million Challenge. Due to its focus shifting to Roman Reigns this year, the gold version of AJ will sadly become a thing of the past, though it does bring up the possibility of a similar version of the Big Dog appearing. Number 7. Batista. Despite the Animal having a marquee match at WrestleMania 35 against the cerebral assassin Triple H, unfortunately, he won't be included at all in this year's series, not even a classic version of Batista. Perhaps, and this is only speculation, the video game rights to his appearance may have been exclusive to Gears 5. Number 8. Variations. Now, we talked of Golden AJ Styles being one of the unlockables that won't be present in this year's game, but there will be some others, including the ones that were unlockable through Showcase Mode and My Career, including Baron Blade, Cole Quinn, El Majo, Chris Jericho 2000 and 2010, the various Daniel Bryan models including his 2010, 12, 13 and 14 model, John Cena 2003 and 2013 version, Kane's 1998 and 2012 editions, Kofi Kingston 2012, Kurt Angle 2001, R-Truth 2012, Randy Orton 2013, Ric Flair 1988 and 1991 editions, the 1997 and 2005 editions of Shawn Michaels, Sting 1991, 1998 and 1999, The Miz 2010, Triple H 2001 and 2014, as well as the 1991 and 2002 Undertaker. It's sad that these won't be included, and they will be sorely missed. Number 9. Hideo Itami. The man who has once again rechristened himself as Kenta has made his feelings on his time with WWE very public, saying that he had no positive memories of his time there. Though he was plagued by injuries, he was woefully misused, so he has some justification for this, and now that he's a full-time member of New Japan Pro Wrestling's roster, it's no surprise he's been removed from the game. Number 10. Nick Miller. Another NXT superstar who jumped ship to New Japan Pro Wrestling. The TM61 member allegedly asked for his release from WWE so he could spend more time with his family in Australia. Because of this, he will no longer appear as a playable character in 2K20, but hopefully his improved personal life will soften the blow for him. Number 11. The Ascension. The Ascension haven't appeared on WWE television since October last year, and haven't had a great time of it on the main roster, being treated like afterthoughts since their debut, so it's just another step in their fall from NXT grace to see them not even being included in this year's edition of 2K. This doesn't bode well for their careers. The throwback gimmick seemed tailor-made by Vince McMahon, but it looks like Connor and Victor's struggles will only continue. Number 12. Jason Jordan. Jason Jordan's story has been one of the most tragic in recent wrestling history, as he was given a huge push as the secret son of WWE legend Kurt Angle and won the Raw Tag Team Championship with Seth Rollins, but just as it looked as though he was about to be shot into the stratosphere and finally seemed to be settling into the role, an injury forced him into early retirement in early 2018. Unlike Paige, who's had a similar story, she remains a playable character in this year's game. However, Jason Jordan will not be available in WWE 2K20. To be fair, he hasn't appeared on screen since his injury and has allegedly been moved into a producer role backstage, but it still would be nice to play as him for old time's sake. Number 13. Aiden English. With the former herald of Rusev Days moved into a commentary position on 205 Live, following rumours of an injury received during a botched tombstone at 2018's Greatest Royal Rumble, English will not be appearing as a playable character this year for the first time since 2K15. If this is indeed further confirmation that his in-ring career has come to an end, then it's sad to see him go, though maybe we'll get him back for commentary in future editions of the game. Number 14. Alexander Wolfe. A surprising omission this year is the German superstar Alexander Wolfe, who until recently had been a member of the SmackDown roster as part of Sanity. This may be due to his move back down to NXT UK, where he joined up with Volta's stable Imperium. As we know, NXT superstars have different contracts when it comes to in-game appearances, so it appears that Wolfe wasn't able to come to an arrangement this time around, much like Tommaso Ciampa last year, but we'll be doing a separate video on returns and new additions. Number 15. KILLIAN DAIN. Much like Alexander Wolfe, the husband of Nikki Cross and former Sanity member moved back down to the NXT system earlier this year as part of the American branch, where he immediately began a feud with Matt Riddle. Again, it seems that contract negotiations may have prevented his entry in the game this year, as he has previously appeared in the last two versions. Number 16. The Clones. Another surprising omission is the former WWE Tag Team Champions, who are as of this time still members of the SmackDown roster. The duo haven't been seen on television since appearing on the pre-show at Survivor Series 2018, and they have more recently shown up at their father and WWE Hall of Famer Carlos Colon's Puerto Rican World Wrestling Council promotion due to a contract stipulation which allows this. This may account for them being missing this year, but hopefully we'll see them back in the game and on WWE screens next year. Number 17. Various Legends. Now, we're not going to give a separate entry to every single legend that hasn't been included in this year's game. As you might be aware, Legends deals with certain wrestlers aren't always renewed for every single entry into the series. For example, the Von Erichs, who were included in WWE 2K17 and 18, their Hall of Fame contract only included 2 video game appearances. The same reasoning could be for these legends who won't be in this year's game. They are Alundra Blaze, Bam Bam Bigelow, British Bulldog, Bret Hart, Beth Phoenix, Christian, DDP, Greg the Hammer Valentine, Jacqueline, Ivory, Lex Luger, The Rock and Roll Express, Tatanka, Psycho Sid, The Godfather, Ric Flair, Mr. Perfect, Ravishing Rick Rude, and Vader. But that is every single wrestler who's been removed from WWE 2K20. Have we missed anybody out? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling video game content.